Hey you, don't you just hate it when you get squidbagged by enemy players all the time? Don't you just wish there are ways for you to play both good and nasty at the same time? Fortunately for you there are. And that's why I'm going to teach you how to be a dick in Splatoon. All of us have been splatted before, but don't let the enemy treat you like that. What you want to do is that when you're in a sticky situation like this, leave them a gift and then watch them have it. Nothing bothers me more in Clan Blitz than having the basket being taken away from you as you're about to score points. That's f***ed up. So here, I let go of the football and stay here for as long as I can. Give the enemy something to cherish as thanks for taking the basket away. Hold it, then shoot it in. If other members of your team are as loyal as you are, they'll sacrifice themselves to take the lead. One time, I decided to try the charger. Terrible idea. I can't snipe anybody, so I decided to give up and turf ground instead. But then I thought, what if I could pull a BJ Blazkowicz? So when you're stuck, just use the enemy's technology against them. In this clip, I managed to take down that Ultra Stand passing by and barely win the battle against that masked dude. But here's when I learned that my Inkling is allergic to peanut butter rain. So if you get the opportunity to literally try the whole thing again, don't screw it up. Take advantage of it. It will literally seem like deja vu to everyone, which is the reward that comes out of it. When it comes to Blackbelly Skate Park, the first thing that comes into my mind is tower control. Whether it be Turf War or Splat Zones, controlling this tower often gives you the game if you can manage it. For this clip, I stay perched up here with the Jet Squelcher because I suck ass with chargers. There's really no punishment for using this like a police tower unless someone sends Tentamissiles your way. If that's not your problem, enjoy your time up there with a donut or two. There's a reason why there are supposed to be 4 players on a team in Splatoon. However, when they're all scrunched together, that's when you really let them have it. In this match, the enemy player with the Hydra Splatling was so good with the weapon that he was a problem for us. Originally, I tried to target him, but I couldn't get close enough. So instead, just play some trench warfare. At this moment, I literally felt like an allied soldier invading the beaches of Normandy during D-Day. This tactic actually helped win the war for them as it did the battle for us. Enemy booyah bombs can be annoying, but there's a way of handling them. Get close without being detected. When they're vulnerable again, play peekaboo. Chargers often like to target you from far away, obviously. But things get interesting when you encounter them at point blank range. It's neat if they can manage to fend for themselves up close, so if they ever think they can run away in the middle of the fight, just throw a tomato at them. Boom! In my opinion, you can be an ultra dick if you can manage to pull this off. The reason I say that is because this is a high-risk tactic that often gets me killed. This involves getting yourself from your spawn point all the way to the enemy spawn point, crushing anyone that stands in your way with or without any help. You can probably bet that your teammates will be handling the main objective, so if you manage to take out many enemies, spawn camp. In many situations, you can probably tell whether or not you're going to die. In that case, I always leave a gift behind. He was wearing the little Christmas tree, how fitting. Now, let's say you're in a situation where half your team's disconnected, your one teammate has already given up, the enemy is right at your base, and the match is about to end. Here, I would cry. Sometimes when you're no match for an enemy, suddenly go out of your way to target an unsuspecting teammate of theirs. If your original enemy was using a roller, make sure you destroy them. Now, I like to call this move the troll toll. In other words, you won't let the enemy pass you unless they pay something good in exchange, like chicken. If they get salty and try to go after you, you can use your handy dandy trash blaster and do what you do best. There can probably be nothing more devastating in a Rainmaker match than the times that the other team will prevent you from winning at the last second. That's f***ed up. In this case, make sure they don't get the Rainmaker. Ever. Make it rain hell. That's the only rain they'll get at this point. Everyone loves a team player who can actually do something phenomenal, especially in ranked. One thing you can do is let a teammate grab the Rainmaker while you use a curling bomb to easily carve a path for them. However, make sure no enemies ruin the path, and don't be like me and get yourselves killed. This is one of my favorite dick moves. When the whole enemy squad gets wiped in either Rainmaker or tower control and you have pens, just wait for it, now fire. That should keep some of them trapped in their spawn. Some players can play smart and get sneaky, so use that intelligence to make them salty. With your handy dandy trash blaster, shoot them from behind the wall. A lot of people get annoyed when a certain enemy player manages to splat you multiple times in one match alone. So here's a clever way to get back at them. Since they're probably good at the game, they'll be handling either the main objective or your teammates. Engage when they're distracted. To be a dick about it, wait for them to become vulnerable with their special. To be extra dick about it, splat them in or around the same spot you last died. There can be times when the enemy be ballin'. In that case, leave them the gift and then watch them feast on it. When you don't have the Rainmaker, don't be a dick to the carrier. You should either be carving them a path and or eliminating any threats. The three of you should be able to manage. However, once you're in the clear and the carrier is taking forever, enemies will spawn right next to you. In that case, remind the carrier how to win the game. Splat downs can be used to eliminate enemy players, keep enemy players away from you, turf ground, or assert dominance. However, if an enemy player does a splat down right after you, make sure you assert dominance another way. This tactic involves you knowing when the enemy is going to respawn. That will be obvious to you by splatting the other team. I like to call this the Claymore effect. In Piranha Pit, you can place yourself in this little corner right here. When the enemy steps down to do their thing, quickly give them a pat on the back like I did, since they helped me demonstrate how this works. This clip here will be out of the ordinary because it involves being a dick to your teammates in Turf War. If 2 or 3 of your teammates are taking forever to splat one enemy, simply run in there, take their kill, and fuck off. One thing about the sponges in some maps is that you can actually use them as cover. There is actually nothing that your enemy can do about it since it's their color. I actually get a little panicky from time to time because I'm trying to make sure that they don't leap over it. Don't let them play peekaboo with you. You play peekaboo with them. Here's one problem about rollers that many other weapon types may not have. Vulnerability. What you can do for this here is utilize the sharking tactic to place yourself just about anywhere you want on the map while reloading. Then you can surprise enemies whenever they're nearby. This works especially well for rollers since they need a little bit of time to launch another swing, especially the dynamos. And that sums up everything I have. Thank you so much for watching How to Be Splatoon Dick. None of these are guaranteed to work since they heavily rely on your teammates and or luck. But I hope this inspires you to play in a dope way in spite of whatever has happened to you in the game. Don't just settle for squidbagging back all the time. Get him good. Until next time, I'm out this Haus. You have no idea how salty I felt when I came across this situation here. A teammate died, so I took over and got the power clan to make sure their death did not go in vain, and I missed. So salty. So salty.